Hey, it's Kelly.
And Harper.
And we are so glad that you have joined in on our Bible study this week. Lord, it's the first week of our Bible study of
Behind the Mask.
And we're so excited that you are joining us. I wish we could see all your faces, but I hope this is going to be fun and good, and I hope this helps us learn more about Jesus. So Harper, we're going to start off in Matthew 5. So if you have your Bibles, if you don't have a Bible, pause it, go find a Bible, and turn to Matthew 5. And we're going to go through Matthew 5 through 7 on this study, but we're going to start off, and we're just going to take it a little chunk at a time, and just kind of talk through what the verses are saying, what it means, and then we're going to try to apply it to our lives, because it's so important that we don't just read God's Word and then just hear it, but we need to take action and try to make it, apply it, and use it in our daily lives, or it doesn't mean anything. So, okay, what the first part of Matthew, Harper, is called the Beatitudes. Do you have any idea what that means? It's okay if you don't. I would bet most of the girls watching don't. Do you?
No, but I feel like it has a little bit of beauty in it. Does that have anything to do with that?
Well, no. But good guess. Beatitudes it's kind of a list that God gave us of promises, of blessings to us. I think sometimes when you think of being blessed, what does that mean to you? Like if somebody says, I am so blessed, what does that mean?
I feel like being blessed is just saying that you're so thankful for all that God's given you, and that it feels like you have a bunch of opportunities in your life, and that God's just giving you so much. Like, I'm so blessed just kind of means that I have so much in my life that God's given me. That's what I feel like.
I think that is very true. I think that's how we usually think of it, as maybe I have a really big house, I'm so blessed, or I have really nice cars, or I have my family's healthy, or I don't have any problems, or I have a good job, or you made the cheerleading squad at school, or whatever it is. That's how we picture blessed. I'm so pretty, or I have so many cute clothes, I'm so blessed. And that's true. It is a blessing to have all those things, but I think we need to see through how God sees what a blessing is, how God sees what really and truly it means to be blessed. And that's what the Beatitudes is showing us. It's not so much about what we have, it's about our character, and it's about our attitudes toward things, and it's about trying to be more like God, because God is righteous. That means He is perfect, and we can never be perfect because of sin, but we can try to be more and more like His character. And so the Beatitudes is showing us that really and truly it's things that we want to try to be like, and that God will bless us for those things. And we may not ever have a big house. We may be sick our whole lives. We may be poor. It may not be the most perfect life, but once we get to heaven, which is so much longer than this life, that's when we'll see the blessings in our life. And so I also like to think of the Beatitudes, you can think of it this way, it's kind of like, it's a way to be, and it's an attitude. So it's like, we need to be attitude. It's how we need to be, and how the attitudes we need to have. So that's kind of the way I like to think about it. So we're going to read through, and actually, Harper, I'll have you read, but we're going to stop. We're going to read, and then we're going to stop, and we're going to talk about it. So if you'll just start us off and read the first 3 verses, and then we're going to pause and kind of say, what does this say? Yeah, so just start off. And this was the Sermon on the Mount. So Jesus had come to earth, and He had a big crowd, and He gave this really big sermon, and it is full of things that we need to know of how to live our lives. And so go ahead, start right here. Mm-hmm.
When He saw the crowds, He went up on the mountain, and after He sat down, His disciples came to Him. Then He began to teach them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs.
Okay, stop. Okay, so we're about to read the Beatitudes. There's 8 of them. And there's 8 things that God is saying, that Jesus was saying, okay, if you're this thing, then you are blessed. And this is what you're going to get. And so the first one says, blessed are the poor in spirit, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. Do you have any idea what poor in spirit might mean? And it's okay if you don't know.
Poor in spirit
We didn't talk about this beforehand, so.
Maybe like you don't have a whole lot of spirit or something like
Well, yeah, this is kind of a hard one. I think it gets a little easier, but what it's talking about here is maybe maybe you could be rich, but you can be poor in spirit, and what that means is you don't if you're rich and you worry more about your money and your possessions and everything you have than you do about Jesus and the things of his world and the kingdom of God, or if you worry about your money than you do about other people, that's not being poor in spirit. Poor in spirit is you can be rich, but you're humble. You're humbled, and you know that whatever you have is really God's, and so you are ready to give back to God or give to others at any moment. That your spirit is that you want to be poor and humble, and that you know that everything belongs to God. So I wrote down an action for each one of these Beatitudes. Okay, so our challenge for this one to be more like that and to get the kingdom of heaven is to be content. So whatever you have, if you have a lot or if you have little, just to be content in what you have. I mean, we all wish we had things. I wish I had a swimming pool in our backyard right now. Now that it's COVID and we're all stuck home, and we wish we had our own swimming pool. But we don't, and so we just have to make the best of it and be content in that, and to give to others in every opportunity we have. So that's the challenge of the first Beatitude. Okay, so read verse 4 and tell us what the next one is.
Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed.
Stop. Okay, so blessed are those who mourn. So mourning means you're obviously going through suffering, or you're sad, or you've lost something, and that doesn't seem very blessed, does it?
No.
But God is saying here, Jesus is saying, but if you are mourn, you will be comforted. So in the Bible, he never said as Christians that our life would be really easy. If you get saved and ask Jesus in your heart, that doesn't mean your life's going to be perfect. But what it does mean is that Jesus is going to be with you always, and he's going to comfort you. And in the Bible, it also says that if you get comforted, he wants you to comfort others. So if you go through something hard, like let's say your grandmother dies, or your dog dies, or you get bullied at school, or whatever it is that you're going through, you can take that and turn it around and help others. So if you were bullied, you can look for kids that are being bullied, and you can take them under your wing and say it's going to be all right, Or if your parents got divorced, and then you have a new friend that her parents are getting divorced and she's really upset, what can you do?
You can take care of them and be like, it's okay.
Mm-hmm. You can comfort them. So our challenge in that Beatitude is to look for ways to comfort others the way you've been comforted.
Yeah. You can kind of say like, I know what you're going through, and we can go through it together, and you just kind of stick with them so that they have someone they can trust.
Very good. Okay, read number 5, verse 5.
Okay. Blessed are humble, for they will inherit the earth.
Okay, so what does it mean to be humble? Or some Bibles say meek.
Just to not brag on things that you're blessed with, or just like if you have a lot, like a big house, then you don't brag on it to other people. You should be humble and be grateful for what you have.
It also means like not putting yourself above others. So also just like knowing that wherever you go, to treat people, never treat people, if you're meeting the queen or you're meeting someone that cleans the queen's bathrooms, you should treat them both the same. And neither one of them are any better than, or you're not better than either one of them. Really, either one of them's not better than you, but you should just be humble. So the challenge in that is just be humble, just to know that you're not better than anyone, and to treat people like that in a manner that you would want to be treated, right?
Yeah.
Golden rule.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is verse 6.
Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled.
Okay, so for that verse, what does that mean to hunger and thirst for righteousness?
That just means like, I think it means like you need righteousness just like we need food and water. You just need to be filled with righteousness, kind of.
Just to want to be just like Jesus. Just to, like, that is the desire of your life, is to try to live out what this Bible says. So I think in that challenge is we can't be like Jesus, we can't be righteous if we don't know his word and we're not praying. So I think the more you spend time with Jesus, the more you become like him. Okay, read us the next one.
Number 8.
Oh, it's number 7.
Oh, sorry.
Verse 7.
Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy.
Okay, what does it mean to be merciful? How about when your brother or sister breaks something that you love, how can you be merciful to them?
Maybe forgive them and just ask them to maybe just take better care of things and just try not to be harsh.
That's good. That's good. So our challenge there is to forgive others. That's kind of like forgiving others, showing mercy. So maybe to your brothers and sisters or your friends or your parents, whoever you need to show mercy to this week, who maybe you would, your first inclination would be to get angry and yell and break something of theirs. Or maybe you can show mercy and say, well, they probably didn't mean to, and forgive.
It's going to be hard, but I think we can all do it if we really try.
It is hard. Okay, what is the next one? Verse 8.
Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God.
Okay, so the pure of heart. So that is another example. That's another thing of following after righteousness, following after Jesus. And so our challenge there, I put, is do what is right.
Trying to always do the right thing because it can lead to even better things. That's what I think of.
Very good. Okay. Verse 9.
Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called sons of God.
Peacemakers. So what does it mean to be a peacemaker?
Maybe to to try and bring peace everywhere, just to try and stop fighting and
Not stirring up trouble.
Yeah, not making trouble and just trying to create peace around the world.
Okay, so I put the challenge there is just control how you act. So when you want to stir up trouble or you want to fight with your brothers and sisters or your friends or your parents, instead, control how you act and be a peacemaker. Okay, read the last one.
Number 10? Okay. Blessed are those who are persecuted. Wait, is that what it says? Okay, sorry. Because of righteousness, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs.
Okay, go ahead and read the next verse.
You are blessed when they insult you and persecute you and falsely say every kind of evil against you because of me. Be glad and rejoice, because your reward is great in heaven. For what that is how we persecuted the prophets of who were before you.
Okay, so this is talking about Christians who are persecuted for what they believe. And there's people all over the world that it's against the law to be a Christian. And so they can be killed for trusting after Jesus. And it's not that extreme here. But there is a chance that if you stand up for Jesus in your schools or among your friends, you could be made fun of. It's not persecuted really, but it's still hard when you know that standing up for what's right and standing up for what Jesus says, it may not be easy and you may be made fun of, but
when you get to heaven, that might be greater things.
We want to please God and not man. And so my challenge here is just to stand up for God's laws, even if you're made fun of. Never be ashamed of being a Christian. Never be ashamed of following after Jesus. Even if the world makes fun of you, and it's always better to choose God over man.
Because he'll do greater things with you, and he might just do miracles and bless you because you're doing the right thing for him.
Okay, so I hope that we kind of learned something walking through the Beatitudes. And we want to ask you to do this. If you will leave us a comment on the video and let us know which one of these Beatitudes you're going to work on the most this week. We probably all need to work on all of them.
Yeah.
But if you would pick one and tell us what you're going to work on, that would be great. Which one do you think you'll pick, Harper?
I might work on, I'm going to look at this. I think I'm going to work on to forgive others, because I could really work on that. and just to try and do what's right. I'm going to try and forgive others and try and do what's right for God even in these hard times.
Very good. Okay, and then the next thing we want to do is we also want to ask you to, every week we're going to tell you a song that we want you to go have your mom help you look it up on YouTube or Spotify or wherever you listen to music, because we want to leave you with like a worship song that you can have in your head. We like to listen to worship music a lot in the car, and I feel like that always just keeps Jesus with you if you're always listening to songs about him. And so I thought a song that kind of went along with this, because we're talking about the Beatitudes, which is like a blessing. I don't know if y'all have heard the song "The Blessing" by Carrie Job. It's just came out this year. It's one of my favorite songs, and what I love that it talks about is it says it's straight out of the Bible. Every word in the song is straight out of the Bible, and it's like God's blessing that he gives to us. And it says, in the morning and in the evening, as you're coming, as you're going, he is with you and he is for you. And I just want y'all to remember that. Mama cries a lot. That every day, whatever you do, Jesus is with you and he is for you. And that's all you need to remember in life. And if you're having a hard time or, you're sad about something, just remember Jesus is always with you and he is always for you. And that'll help you get through anything.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have anything you want to add?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, we hope you will come back and join us next week. We're going to be moving on to Matthew, and there's so much good stuff for us to talk about. I hope it's some good challenges for us and some changes we can make in our lives, and help us just to know Jesus better. So, thanks for listening.
And I just want to say, if you want to, then you can gladly take notes and just help if verses help you to be closer to God, then read verses every week and just try and do a little bit of everything, but focus on one of these Beatitudes, because I think it'll help you be closer to God. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and
we'll see you next week.